going nicely.
Sun'll come out tomorrow. Hi, Snoop.
Hi, Modi.
How you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you? No,
I'm French.
we're Italian.
Either way, I got to kiss you, so.
We're Spanish.
Nicaraguan.
Foreign. You're foreign. No, just kidding. All right. So
I like
noticed that you
I
said
like
civil
our
stuff
giant
here.
bed, by the way. Oh, yeah. So in betwixt episodes, I tried pretty much all the same things you did, and I couldn't get this thing to pump. So I made a fluid pump. I don't think it was a quest. I don't remember a quest thing popping up. And if it is, then the bad problem is if it is, we're gonna have to make it again. But it's fine.
Is it pumping without power?
Yeah. When you're coming out of a machine, you don't need power. When you're pumping out of the world, you do.
Oh.
So
Okay.
remember when I was telling you, I was like, yeah, I don't think it needs, a pump if you do this or you do that out of a machine. That's what I was thinking about.
Okay.
So yeah, a pump out.
Just a redstone signal is all it needs.
Yeah, just to show that you want it on. So yeah, it doesn't need power when you're pumping out of something, out of like, a thing. But if you put it like the one above the water over there, you do need power for that one.
Okay. Powerful world interaction. No power with that. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, exactly.
So check this out. See this coal coke sitting here?
Yep.
So you have to have one piece of coal coke in there already.
Yep. Also, yeah. I put a hopper up here, and apparently that puts coal in. So.
Oh yeah,
Anyways,
look at that.
Yeah. All right.
Super nice.
Go ahead.
So we have 20 pieces of coal coke in this drawer.
That we do, sir.
Now I'm going to put this down, and this will withdraw coal coke from this from the coke oven, and put it right into the drawer.
You're a witch.
I don't need to have any advanced anything. It just extracting conveyor belt, pulls it right out, pops it into the drawer. Already have 22 coal coke right there.
So what's the point of the advanced one then? Because that thing isn't that much faster, and it uses power. If you can pump into this, extract out of this, and pump the juice out without using any power, it kind of seems like it's negating.
It kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: if you can do this, I'm guessing you could put this on the side and pump it straight into the blast furnace.
Yeah, I can. That's what I'm going to do right now.
And then actually pull out of the blast furnace. Now, I wonder how it's going to be with the slag and the steel, if it'll do both.
Well, let's go ahead and test that. So actually, I'm going to leave this this extractor here.
By the way, another thing, I hooked up an MV wire cable to this LV capacitor, and then hooked it up to this one, and it actually pulls power in.
Oh, nice.
You can't.
We're low on power right now because the machines are still going, but yeah, that's cool. Cool.
All right.
All right. So let's just do this. We're going to put this right there, and then
you might need to know. Take half of each. Or all of it, whichever.
Okay. Okay, let's try a different location. Maybe it's right there.
Yeah, you put it on the corner.
Nope.
Does it need? Oh, wait.
It would be immediate. Oh, wrong.
So maybe an advanced blast furnace would be cool.
Yeah. Thought that would do it, but
Either way, this one doesn't. Ooh, this one doesn't seem. All right, and then you got 2 tanks here. One rolling with. You got ethanol in this one, and then the plant oil in that one, which is what these are making.
correct.
We need to start seeing if we can figure out something power-wise.
Yeah, better power.
The 2 windmills are great, but they obviously, because like right now, the cloches are turned off. And since they're turned off, there's no water being pumped into them, so this water pump isn't doing anything. So literally, if we run either the cloches or the fermenter and other one,
And squeezer.
then we have no power. So
Yeah, so let's take a look and see what kind of stuff we can do with power. I completed the large storage quest because I made more sheet metal.
okay.
So we have that. Free MV capacitor. It's always nice.
Now we are in line for biodiesel. Actually, the next quest is to get all the parts for biodiesel. And from looking at it, I mean, it's some steel scaffolding, some iron sheet metal, a couple heavy engineering blocks. This isn't that bad. Well, this is for the refinery. This isn't for the actual... Yeah, never mind. I thought that was for the thing. Acceleration cards.
Yeah, we need the refinery to convert that ethanol and plant oil into
biodiesel.
Biodiesel.
Which I think...
And then we'll need the diesel power generator.
Yeah.
But we also, eventually, once we unlock the biodiesel, we can actually unlock, along with the core sampling, we can get oil, too.
Yeah.
Oh, great. A stack of cobblestone. Oh, it's more wire. That's good.
All right, let's see what we got. 8 iron machine components, 32 coal coke, and 8 copper wire. Okay, I'll take it.
Awesome.
All right.
That's actually pretty useful. So the where is that book? Okay, here we are. Heavy machines, refinery. 8 scaffolding, 5 fluid pipes, 1 redstone engineering block, 2 light, 2 heavy, and 16 iron sheet metal. Now let's see what I have. I have the sheet metal. And 6 scaffolding.
I had those windmill cells. Why did I not claim those? It sucks.
Oh, I think we may have used them to upgrade the windmills before we had the full set of 8.
Yeah.
That's okay though. We have another windmill. I don't think it's been fully upgraded yet. We have another windmill wheel, and we also have. I was thinking of putting maybe another couple more of them. We have 2 more kinetic dynamos. So I figured we could take a couple of these and a couple setup more on the sides, perhaps. We might just add a little more oomph. Not much, but
I'm thinking,
at least
okay,
a little
you know
extra
what?
wood power.
Let's work on getting the refinery, all right? So
Yep.
we can get this going, set up, right?
Okay.
Because the next quest, to the bottom right, says alternative power. I think that might be the beginning of steam.
Ooh,
Now,
yeah.
have you ever made the really big multi-block steam?
Yeah, I think it's
turbine?
awesome.
Yeah.
It generates so much power.
Now in this one, we have to use. We want to use. Oh, what's it called? Well, when we unlock that thing, we'll know. It's basically this thing that you pump water into, and then it makes distilled water. And then you're gonna.
Yeah, the distillery.
Yeah, well, that would explain a good name for it. Shut up. Anyways, and then if you pump the distilled water out into one of those solar towers, have you done those before?
Yes.
Okay.
I actually pumped water directly into the solar tower.
You can, but if you do the distillery then the solar tower, it makes considerably more steam off of less water.
Oh.
And then therefore it will keep up with the steam turbine better.
Oh.
So and plus the thing is, it's a quest, so we kind of have to do it anyway.
That makes sense.
So I'm actually going to do this real quick. While you're working on that, I'm going to get my book, and I'm going to look up the distillery and see if I can start getting the parts for this. So once you're done with that one, we can go from there. So
Sure thing.
that way we can kind of skip ahead. So do you have all of the pipes, or do we need to make more?
I have all the pipes, but there's more.
I literally need 3.
Okay. I think there might be some sheet metal in the chest over there by the press.
Okay. Yeah, I think I made some of that before. Or you did, one of us did.
If not, then we can make some more. Just grab some iron and squish it.
So we actually had a couple people comment on the Real Talk episode. And
Oh, yeah.
one thing that we didn't talk about was more vocational schools.
Oh yeah, vocational schools. There's nothing wrong with taking a vocational school.
I'm gonna
college.
tell you right now. You know, because we were talking last time so much about the, people getting into like the tech industry, and then not having any jobs because everyone got into
the tech industry.
Yeah. I'll tell you right now, the world will always. I can't say the world is always going to need computer programmers. I mean, it will, but just stick with me. But I'm going to tell you right now, the world is always going to need carpenters, plumbers. I mean, they're not glamorous jobs, but I'll tell you right now, those guys make money.
Carpenters, plumbers, mechanics.
Yeah.
Like I went to
real quick, do you have a redstone engineering, an extra redstone engineering block by any chance?
Yeah, it's in one of the crates. Okay. It's in the top crate that's on the shelf.
Okay, go ahead.
I went to the auto shop, I guess, the tire shop really, this past weekend. Mm-hmm. Not last weekend, the weekend before that. And I did because I basically needed to my tire needed to be changed, and I'll admit.
Real quick, tell them the short version of that story.
So I was planning to go over to the tire shop to get new tires, but my car decided to go ahead and lose a tire. So
he had a blowout on the way to the tire store
to get new tires.
Tires, so that he wouldn't have a blowout.
Yeah.
That makes me
irony,
happy.
Huh?
Yeah, that makes me really happy.
Shut up.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. It's true. It is 100% true. 100%. It was hilarious. But I'll be honest with you. If I had to, fully replace all my tires, I would probably shoot myself because I do not want to. I have no patience, and my body is not good enough to do that work.
Like I am. Any of those jobs are to me are. Oh, those are steel.
I will happily pay someone to do it for me.
Yeah, and I mean,
and it's not just laziness.
Yeah.
It's actually helpful because I know that the people who work at those places are working locally. They're getting paid locally. I try to go with the local shops so that I support local families and all that jazz. Obviously, can't do that all the time, but those people they work hard.
They work hard for the money.
Hard for that money.
Dude. They work hard for that money, so you better treat them right.
Right. I do my best to do so.
So yeah, like I said, I mean they're and here's the funny part. If you go back, now I know you're kind of young to remember this, and I was a kid, but I can still remember it. In the 80s, there was a huge boom. Now, ironically, in the 80s, the big boom for vocational schools was for tech. That's how you did, tech. Like, for any of you guys that may not be old enough, there's a place called like ITT Tech, ABC Tech,
the for-profit schools like that.
And those places were booming. But I'm telling you, man, there is no place in the country, nay the world, that I would say. Okay. Let me rephrase that before anybody jumps down my throat. It's, third world village doesn't necessarily need a plumber. They do. They should, but
they should, but not necessarily all the time.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm just saying that when it comes down to it, man, I wish I had not necessarily gotten into that per se. Like I'm not like, I sit in bed late at night being like, if I could just plumb, but yeah, I just to have that in your back pocket. Mm-hmm. For me, I think would be kind of the biggest thing. All right. So
when I was working at a grocery store.
Okay, real quick, I want to interrupt you. I'm gonna put the distillery down here because we already have
source water.
Because we have that water, and then we can pump it out to the distillation tower, the whatever the
Yeah, the solar tower. You can put the top of the building.
Up top, and then you can put that wherever you want if you want to, it depends on... We may have to put that generator down in this 4th room down here.
Yeah, it could do.
Now, here's the other quick thing. We can use the cloches and get rid of this farm and open up this room to other stuff as well. If we're using the cloches, we don't need this big old farm here. So
you're right. Yeah, we probably can.
Anyways.
So when I was working at the grocery store, while I was going to college at the very beginning of college, oh man, I made these wrong. Damn it. Oh well, wait more. One of the butchers I was working with, he told me that if you are planning on going to college, it's fantastic. You should go to college if you can.
Do you have a projector? Sorry.
Yes, I do. Here you go.
The hell are you?
I'm in the main room.
Okay. All right. If you can go to college, do it.
If you can go to college, go for it.
Yep.
But if you can, pick up another skill that's not from college. And his example was watchmaking. Now, he's an older guy. He's like 70, so obviously he's maybe a little biased towards that particular kind of work. But he said that people will always need these kinds of positions. If you have clocks out there, which people do, people will want to need a clockmaker or a watchmaker to fix them. You have old timepieces. People want to fix them. If you are a mechanic, people will, and people have cars. People will need a mechanic to fix them. If you are building houses, people will need someone to architect and to build and do the work of cutting the lumber and shoring up the things and putting the nails and all that stuff.
But I will say this: even a Tesla is going to need a mechanic.
Even a Tesla needs a mechanic.
Even a Prius needs a mechanic. So even ones that are more green, more futuristic, that job never goes away, ever. Well, until the robot uprising. At that point, then yes, all jobs and most of humanity will go away. But up until then, they'll be good. But yeah. So I mean, like I said, it's. I've seen a lot of people who. Not necessarily people who are talking crap about that. Like, they're not like, oh, you want to be a plumber? Yeah. But I've seen people who, dad was a plumber or, this, that, and the other thing. And they kind of have this almost like embarrassed feel that they're thinking about going into that. I'm like, dude, do it. Because, man, I am so nice to those guys. Because I don't know how to do any of that stuff.
They do stuff that I can't do.
Oh,
I don't. I need to change my sockets for my electric sockets.
Okay, I can come help you do that.
I have to replace the sockets above my sink with GFCI compliant sockets because I got to do that before I sell the house.
Okay, I can
sell or move the con.
But still, the point still stands.
But I don't know the first thing about electrical. Doing that kind of thing, aside from, don't touch the wires.
Don't cross the streets. I like that all of your electrical knowledge is from quotes from the movie Ghostbusters.
Yeah, don't cross the streets.
Don't cross the streets.
That's going to hurt.
Exactly. When it comes to wiring or fighting poltergeists, it's the same scenario. People, write that down. Write that down.
You never know when Vigo might come out and say hi, and you don't want him to I was like, hey, I'm trying to change my wires here. And it's,
you don't want to be put in a socket, wake up, 2 hours later in the hospital.
And shouting that I'm the keymaster, where's the gatekeeper? And it's like, come on.
Or laying there and being, why am I all stickies with goo? I mean, you don't want to do that.
Why am I all stickies with goo? Yeah, so...
What the hell were we talking about? Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, go on. Yeah, sorry.
Vocations.
Yes.
Vocations are important, too. They're just as important as a college degree. And there's like I said at the beginning of this, there's no shame. There's no shame in taking a vocation over taking a degree.
Yeah, and anybody out there who is thinking about going into that and has any sort of it's not, shut up. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if I'm sitting here and my toilet is flooding into my bathtub, you know who I'm not calling? Someone with a liberal arts degree.
I'm not calling an anthropologist to fix my toilet.
Exactly. If all of a sudden, my car breaks down and I need that to be able to get somewhere, I'm not looking through the yellow pages under theater degrees. Okay, not doing that. So, what are you building?
I had to move some oil. So I'm temporarily moving oil from...
Oh, did the plant oil go in the wrong one?
No, I'm just going to shift this whole thing down.
Oh, okay. So you have that room back.
Cut, so I can actually put it on both sides.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's bothering me.
Yeah. I like this real talk stuff. I don't know if the people do. We'll find out when all of a sudden they stop watching. But still, until then, they're stuck with us.
Yeah.
But no, like I said, I mean, that is something. And if you can do that stuff, more power to you. Like that.
If you can go to college, get a degree, have fun. If you can do a vocation, do a vocational school, go to trade school, have fun.
Yeah.
You know, do what you feel you want to do.
Because here's the funny part. I met plenty of people who got, a 4-year degree and are baristas. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like getting a 4-year degree is even going to guarantee you anything. But the funny part is, a lot of the people I met now, let's say now they have some weird ones. It'll be like, a vocational school for like, I don't know, boat mechanic. If you live in the middle of Arizona, maybe not go for that one. I'm just going to say, maybe that might not be the job for you, But it's this case of like, I mean, hell, even if you go to college, if you get trained in it, there's so many people that, don't work in a shop. They're just like, Jim down the street.
Mm-hmm.
Jim down the street, he'll charge him half price and still make almost all profit.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you right now.
Also the experience to think of, too.
Well, okay, if you look at it like, say, and I'm using your job because, I mean, I do nothing but YouTube, so I really don't have a whole lot of room to talk. But if you look at your job, you have a job, you have a boss, for you to be able to turn this job or your degree into something where you're your own boss, you got to pretty much open your own place. And that's, I'm sure it would not be easy for you to start your own company like that, right?
Right. It would not.
But I'm telling you right now, you get a small business loan from a bank. Whoops. You get a small business loan from a bank, and you just get yourself a garage. You're a mechanic. Like, you got to get a business license and buy the tools and stuff like that. But for the most part, I don't think it would be that insane of a leap for somebody to be able to do that. So,
not only that, but I know of at least one person who has taken has essentially done something similar to that with, God, what do they do? I think they did computer repair.
Oh yeah, that you can do. Yeah, that you can do, because then even if you're like mobile,
a computer repair job alone is actually, it's not. you probably should go to college for that, but you can also learn it all yourself. Basically, just how the different parts work together, and there you go.
I will say this, and this is
actually entertained the thought of opening up my own computer repair shop.
Here's the thing, and I can say this from experience when it comes down to it. In the world today, everything seems very daunting, right?
Yeah.
But I will say this: it is really not. Depending on what you're doing, it's not that insane for people to start their own businesses, which used to be a staple. It used to be that, if very, you go back to like the 50s and even into the 60s, there were people that just, bought a house, converted it into, hotel rooms, and turned the house into a hotel, and then ran it for 60 years. Or whatever.
Yeah, and it became a bed and breakfast.
Exactly, Well, yeah, even back then it would just been a hotel, But there were people who, hey, I like cooking. I'm not talking a chef. I just like cooking. You know what? I'm going to make a restaurant. Everybody needs to eat. That never stops, for anybody who doesn't know, and we're actually over on this video, so this is the last bit. We'll pick this up next episode. But anyways, I myself, I worked for, most people know I worked for video game stores for 15 years. I managed video game stores like GameStop and Game Crazy and things like that for about a decade and a half, and kind of got burned out on it. But the thing was, I was salary, so I worked all the time. And when I wasn't working, I was working. You know, if I was sitting at home eating dinner, watching TV, and one of my employees called, I had to stop what I was doing, and I took care of a customer issue while standing directly in front of Cinderella's castle at Disneyland while my daughter sat on a bench and waited for me. So I was missing, you know, things at their school. I was missing, you know, I'd come home from work. They would have already been home. Half the time, you know, we'd eat separately. And then, you know, by the time I got settled in, they were going to bed because they had school the next day, right? So I just up and stopped. I had a $1,500 bonus check. I will admit that I had that from when I left my job. I purposely stayed until I got my yearly bonus, which was about $1,500. And I had a van that I had bought a year prior on Craigslist because I just wanted a conversion van because I felt, you know, the beard wasn't creepy enough. I had to take it to that next level. And I drove it as my vehicle. It was just my car. I took that $1,500, did some slight modifications, did it, you know, either did it all myself or had some like the speaker on the outside. I bought it at a store, and I made the kid at Best Buy install it up to the stereo I had in my car. And I bought a freezer, and I went and bought all the ice cream, and I drove an ice cream truck for 2 years. I had no employees. I had no...
It was just you, self-employed, selling ice cream.
It was scary because I could have a day where I made $6. I could have a day that I made $200. But I will say this. After doing what I did for 15 years, it was really nice to to not have to answer to anybody, but even more, I didn't have anybody answering to me. And that was something that I think was more stressful, is that every little headache my employees had, I had to deal with. And it was really nice to not have to deal with that. And honestly, that's what parlayed into doing this. You have to be self-motivated. You have to, you know, you drive an ice cream truck in Arizona and it's 115 degrees in the middle of a summer day. It's real easy to stay in home where the air conditioning is. Real simple. It is super easy for me to not stream and record. I just have to not get off the couch. It's that simple. But, you know, so, you know, that's something else. And like I said, small business loans, banks are itching to give those away. They're low risk because it's not an insane amount of money. You don't need $200,000 to open a coffee shop. You don't need, you know, $500,000 to do a mobile computer repair place. You know, I mean,
you probably swing that with like what, 10, 20 grand?
Oh God, to even do that, you don't even have to do that. Yeah, you buy a van, you can sell it.
As long as I can get an office space or somewhere I can put down a bunch of tools, I can get a little toolkit and a work table, and that's all I need. Oh, and maybe a monitor.
And to be honest with you,
and some software.
You could do that in the... Okay, you've been playing PC Simulator too much.
Yes, I have. Yes, Shut up.
You literally just described PC Simulator. On that note, let's wrap this up. Maybe we'll talk more about this next time. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Questions, comments, concerns, put it down in the comment section. If you're watching my view, make sure you check out Snoop's channel down below. And while you're there, hit the like and subscribe button. If you're watching this one, do the same thing for me. That'd be super duper awesome. Come and join us on our Patreon servers and our Discord. We want to meet you. No, not you. Next to you. Yeah, you. We want to meet you. We want to come hang out and chit-chat and play on the servers and hang out. And we want to give you guys a fun, safe, cool place to hang out while you help support these shenanigans that we do. It's technically a small business. We do what we preach. Anyways, and if you guys want to get your very own server, you can do that by heading on over to Host Havoc. If you want to start your own Minecraft public server, small business, see, it all comes together. You can do that by heading on over to Host Havoc too, because they have amazing prices. You guys will be happy with them. So until the next episode, where two random guys babble about how the world works, we want to thank you guys so much for hanging out. See you guys next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.